Bonjour. Okay, so before I get into this reading, there's a few things that could be on this collective's mind. One, your sleep might be disrupted at the moment. Either having trouble falling asleep or falling asleep and waking up at odd hours, or feeling like you've had a full night's sleep but being exhausted anyway, that kind of thing. And also feeling overall just heavy and not your usual self, and questioning as well whether the things that you believed in was just delusion. I feel like this collective has been questioning whether all the little signs and things that you notice are just illusions that you've been clinging to, and the thought of that having been an illusion the whole time and not real is creating that heaviness. So let's get initials, songs, years to see if this is your reading. Capricorn, so you could be a Capricorn. Taurus, the letter P. O, Cover Me Up by Morgan Wallen. 2022 is an important year. The letter R. Lift Me Up by Rihanna. Z. I'm going to get one more. Let's spread it out again. The letter Y. Okay. Starving by Haley Steinfeld, Gray and Zed. Take You Dancing by Jason Derulo. Habits by Tove Lo. That came out in March 2013. It's You by Ali Ghati. Back to Friends, Somba and Siempre Tu by Nick de la Hoyd. And Officially Missing You by Joseph Solomon is on the bottom. So those are songs to listen to, or that connect you to this reading, to this connection. Okay. But the two main signs we've got are Taurus and Capricorn. And the year 2022 is important. Put those there. I'm going for my timing oracle first, which isn't common, but let's see what we get. March, because of that song, March is really sticking out to me. Maybe March of this year is going to be important for this collective. It's worth waiting for, and this year. So we are talking about this year, this patience required. I think that this is something you've been waiting a long time for, which explains why you're questioning all the signs and synchronicities and things that you see, and questioning whether it was just all in your head this whole time and that you were trying to hold on to something that wasn't even real. That actually reminds me of that song It's You by Ali Ghati. I think one of the lyrics is him saying, about not wanting to hold on to something if it's not real. Can't remember the exact lyric. In a few months. So you've got it's worth waiting for this year, in a few months. Stop obsessing first. And I think that that's the main thing for this collective, the obsessing over, am I delusional? Are these signs I've been seeing? Is it just me trying to find signs in things and it doesn't actually have any meaning? There it is, March. March is important for this collective. As soon as I saw that song, I think it was that Haley Steinfeld song, Starving, that came out in March of whatever year it was. March is important for this collective. So March of this year, there is going to be a big change, and you're going to realize that you were waiting so long for a reason. You just have to stop obsessing over this first, because it's coming in the next few months. Divine timing is at play. There you go. Very good. So over the next month, perhaps not waiting, but working on the obsessive thought patterns when it comes to whatever this connection is. Because it is, the divine has a hold of this. This year is important. March is important, but the next few months, there is something coming. Festive season could be important as well. All right, let's get an oracle card. Okay. How do I say that? Caravaggio. Try to keep violence metaphorical. Adjust your eyes to darkness, which is a good quote, because it's like you feel like you're in the dark right now, but try to adjust to that darkness, because good things are coming. A head on the shoulders is worth two in the hand. And then you've got Grace and Perry. Scratch at the surface until your fingers bleed. Meaning separates art from craft, and try something new the old-fashioned way. Okay, let's get the energy of this collective. What is the current energy for this collective, please? What is around them right now? Caution, find out more information, but don't overwork yourself. You're overthinking signs right now, or the lack of signs, or during this whole time, whether the signs and synchronicities you've been seeing is just your overthinking mind. It's okay to seek information, but don't overwork yourself. Don't spiral out of control over the obsession of signs either. Pregnancy. Someone is expecting. Maybe you have a fear that this person has gotten someone pregnant. But it's all in your head. find out more information, but don't overwork yourself. Maybe as well because there's been such a long time since you've spoken to this person. You've like concocted a story in your head that maybe I'm delusional. What if they've moved on and they've met someone and they've got them pregnant, and they're like, you're thinking all these things and then overworking yourself doing that. Earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, but you got Taurus in the first deck, so Taurus is an important sign here. If it's not you or the person connected to you, it's someone that was somehow an interference in this dynamic. But this is something, again, Pentacle, Earth in Tarot is Pentacles, and Pentacles is years. So this is something that's been going on. I think you haven't been in contact with this person for at least a year or two, if not more. This has taken years to come around, which is why your obsessive thought pattern is getting the best of you right now. Yeah, see? Move on. Someone is unavailable, a waste of time, it's over. You're feeling like you're wasting your time on this person, and you're overthinking, overworking yourself, trying to get into this mind frame that you're overworking your mind, worrying that you've been wasting your time on this person and hoping that they will come back by obsessing over the signs that you get or not get. Pregnancy. Pets. So you could have shared a pet with this person, or your pets might be acting funny right now, or just in general, this card as well makes me think of animals in general around you that start, like I'm thinking of someone walking their dog, and when you walk past, the dog like pulls at their lead to try to get to you, not in an aggressive way, but just animals are drawn to you right now. And this pregnancy card, I was thinking, it came to my mind that you're starting to question your expectations on what this connection is. You're trying to manage your expectations, even though at the same time you're obsessing. All right, hang on, I think someone's at my door. Yeah, I got a parcel, but funnily enough is that when someone was at my door, distance came out. So you're at a distance from this person. And it's been that way for some time. So I think this is like a long distance thing, that whenever the separation occurred, there was actual physical distance put between you. And because it's been years since you've been with this person, you question whether this is part of your overthinking mind as well, questioning whether you're just delusional over this person coming back, because there's physical distance, and in your mind you've got no evidence that this person would even come closer to you. You will be traveling soon. I think this collective, you're really stuck in your head right now. You're overthinking. I think the earth sign is potentially the person that lives at a distance from you, that you're questioning how to make this work or how to reconnect with this person, even though there's distance. And there's obviously emotional distance. I don't think you're in communication with this person, but you will be traveling soon. For some reason, I feel as though this collective, you're the one that wants to travel to this person. There's a lot going on outside right now. So many loud noises. Commitment. I think you want to make a commitment to this person, but I think maybe you think they've moved on and they've gotten pregnant by someone, or you're worried they've gotten someone pregnant. But either way, it's like you're overworking yourself trying to figure out this stuff, but it's not as if you've gone to seek out the information. You're just making these things up in your head and then trying to convince yourself that your expectations are too high for this connection and that this person's unavailable, and you're wasting your time thinking about it, but you're still thinking about it. You still want to make a commitment to this person. You still want to travel to them. You still want a commitment with them. So trying to convince yourself that it's a waste of time, that it's really over, isn't actually working, is it? Because you're still thinking about it. You're still wanting it. I'm going to get Love Pop to see what this connection actually is. What is this connection, please? (2022) and 2023 are important. Infatuation. I don't know if this was love or if I was in love with the idea of being in love. Our connection was all too consuming and I can't wrap my head around it. Number 61. So questioning whether it's really love or whether it's just that you're so attracted to this person. Telepathy. I feel you through everything, the things I touch, the images I see, and the voices I hear. We are connected throughout this universe, even if we are miles apart. 56. Surrender. This is where the obsession you need to work on this obsessive thought pattern, because they're trying to get you to surrender to this right now. Surrender to the fact that this is a real connection. It's not just infatuation. It's not just like sexual chemistry. It's real love. I'm ready to surrender myself to our connection. I will no longer run away from it and I will no longer deny it. I am trusting in the universe and our love for one another. I actually think you go in and out of infatuation and surrendering to it. This is the overthinking mind questioning it all the time. Especially because you see this person in everything and you're wondering if you're just starting to see it because you want to see it or whether you're seeing it because they're actual signs. Patience. And that's the thing too, because Earth is years. It's been years since you've been with this person. You feel like your patience is wearing thin. I feel like you're impatient to have this person back in your life. I just want you to know how much I miss you and how much you mean to me. It's been difficult moving on without you, but I'm waiting on the perfect time to return and I'm trusting in the process. That's good. Rebuilding. This is all very good. It's just the overthinking whether this is just physical chemistry or love. That's the one thing that you get stuck on sometimes. I feel there needs to be a compromise in order to move forward. We both have blamed each other and accused each other of things. I want to heal all of this with you and I know we can rebuild together. That's good because it means that you're ready to face the issues and deal with them head on to have the outcome that you both desire. Cosmic love. You're surrendering to this cosmic love. Even though we are not together, we are connected through and through. When I sleep, I dream of you. When I'm awake, I think of you. I am able to feel you as if you were physically here. And then you've got insecurities on the bottom. So if you really knew who I was and how I felt, you may not love me anymore. I'm afraid you'll reject me if I show you who I really am. So there's still some niggling issues here that I think as well there's this element of you wanting to have everything figured out before you approach this person. But the idea isn't for you to be perfect to go back. It's about the willingness to learn and grow and evolve together and become stronger as one. It's not about coming back with zero flaws and nothing to work on, because there is healing that needs to be done in the connection anyway. So insecurities is something that you're going to battle with, but you work through it together. Hang on, I just want to read that cosmic love. Connected in the 5D, regardless if you're disconnected in the 3D. Intense or strong feelings that they feel are everlasting, powerful, or otherwise indescribable. And that would add another layer to it, the fact that it's been years, the fact that there's physical distance, the fact there's no contact, and yet the pull towards this person is still just as strong. And that's when you need to tell yourself, when you look at it logically, it's been years, you're not in contact, there's physical distance, yet they are so strongly still in your mind, in your dreams, in your thoughts every day. That means something. Because if it didn't mean something, you would have moved on from this person already, and they might be a passing thought occasionally, but it wouldn't be to this degree, no way. Actually, first I want to get how you're viewing this person you're at a distance from right now. Let's see how you're viewing them. Wow, powerful. You're viewing this person as the divine feminine. You believe they embody this energy, that they have come into their divine feminine energy. But I think you would have always known them to be someone who's very compassionate, very nurturing, very loyal, very open to accepting you as you were. But you're seeing them now perhaps more confident, more settled in who they are. They're not questioning themselves. Maybe you remember them to be a bit more insecure, just like how you're feeling your insecurities. You might remember them to feeling like they weren't attractive enough for you, or that they had insecurities too. And I think you're seeing them now, the way you're viewing them, you're realizing what you had. Even if at the time you knew that you had a good thing, but things got in the way, things caused separation, things caused conflict. There were lessons that needed to be learned, but this person was and is your divine feminine. Healing. You've seen them heal. Mind, body, and spirit. So whatever you have access to, whatever you can see of them, they've changed. And not because they weren't a divine feminine before, but obviously they've gone through things since the separation that's changed them. But not in a negative way. Not in a negative way if you're seeing them as the divine feminine. Their whole spirit has changed. Or the true spirit within has really come to the surface, and you're seeing the newer version of them that has healed their mind, body, and spirit. Divine timing. Again, patience. You're having patience here. I think you've been trying to trust in divine timing. I think you've been trying to surrender, but that's two cards about surrender now. So there are certain things that have to play out before you two can be reunited, which I think is why you got it's worth waiting for, but in the next few months. But still, March is very important. So next month could be a very important time to reconnect with this person, and then over the next few months you really develop a relationship again. But they're asking you to have patience here, because I still think there's things on your end that need more healing internally. But like I said before, it's not for you to show up at this person's door again perfect and that you have no flaws, no insecurities. But there's things that you have to heal just for yourself. Divine feminine. Baggage, emotional, unresolved, unpack history. looking at that straight away, I feel like you understand now that certain things happened the way they did, or this feminine reacted certain ways because of baggage that they were carrying around, emotional baggage that they had unresolved, which then bled out into your relationship. And then also you the same. You had unresolved emotions that were trapped inside that ended up playing out and bleeding out into your relationship with the feminine, and you two were exchanging that unresolved emotion at each other. I think you're understanding now that there's things that you need to deal with, that it's almost like I'm seeing you compartmentalizing, and you put all of your trauma in a box and thought that you tucked it away somewhere and thought, we don't need to deal with that. It's done. There's nothing I can do to change it, so we're just going to put it over here and forget about it. But it doesn't work that way. It's still, even when you try to push it down or ignore it, it then comes out in some way, in some situations where you're just like, why did I react that way? I mean, if you're seeing them as a divine feminine, of course you're lurking, but this energy is still running. You're still in that running energy. And that's why I think you kind of go in and out of surrender with, am I just physically attracted to them? Or is it real, like this cosmic love? I think you go in and out of the two, head and heart. And when you watch them, it's not from a main account. You're lurking on fake accounts, and you know that that's running energy. You would know that. This is something that you need to heal. Because until you can come out of the lurking energy and actually show up as yourself and talk to this person as a grown adult and express your feelings and be vulnerable, you're always going to be in that running energy. Like, it's safer to lurk to protect your feelings than take accountability and deal with the damage that was done here. So this is where you've still got some healing to do. And as well, because your insecurities play into it, it's like, if you're still in this energy and you're seeing them as a divine feminine, then you're thinking, well, I'm not an equal match to them right now. So you keep watching. But when you keep watching and lurking, you're not leveling up to match their energy. Yeah, separation. So you've had patience over this separation. You've tried to have patience over this separation, trying to trust that the separation happened so that healing could take place. Healing that couldn't happen if you two were still together in the connection. The connection's still there regardless, but there is things and lessons and situations that had to play out. That's what divine timing is. It's not a date and time. It's when certain lessons are faced and dealt with, then circumstances will bring you two back together. Divine timing is when the lessons have been learned. However long or short that takes, then you come back together. Trauma bond. I think for a long time you put this down. You thought this was a trauma bond. Because of the conflict and the unresolved baggage from your past, from their past, the way you two bled on each other as far as that was concerned, you were thinking that you guys just had this trauma bond, that it wasn't a cosmic love, that it was just you were addicted to each other and that it was toxic. But you had to repeat certain cycles and patterns to recognize what your attachment styles were in the relationship, to recognize where healing was needed. And then you needed the space to do that. And I think that's where you're recognizing as well through watching your feminine that they have done that. And again, they wouldn't be perfect. They're still going to have insecurities. They're still going to feel some kind of way about what happened in the past. That's why tough conversations are needed. Accountability needs to be taken. Things need to be healed between the two of you. But they've done a lot of healing for themselves. So they've leveled up their spirit themselves. Just like you need to, or have been doing. Wow, first and last row, divine feminine, divine masculine. That's the pair. A few things for this. One, I heard you were working out of wounded feminine for a long time. So instead of dealing with your issues and stepping into that divine masculine energy, you were living out of wounded feminine, jealous, petty, vindictive, spying. That's broken energy. Spying is broken energy. And you were lacking that empathy, that nurture, that compassion that the feminine had in abundance, but where they were broken was the masculine within, taking action, being in control of their life, being able to stand up for themselves. So they had all the nurturing parts of them were active, but the part of them that knew that they deserved better or valued themselves, that was lacking. Same for you. So I feel like you were acting out of wounded feminine instead of divine masculine. It's like the roles were reversed. So if they didn't feel safe, they would act out of wounded masculine and try to overcompensate, and you were acting out of your wounded feminine. But things are being balanced now. I think that's why divine timing is starting to bring you two back together, which is why I think March is significant, because this energy has been balanced clearly. However, you are still watching. It could be that you think the feminine's watching, but I really do feel like this is you lurking. Because if you're seeing them as being in their divine feminine energy, then you would know really that if they're in that energy, they would not be spying, because then they're not in divine feminine. They're still broken, wounded. So they're trying to develop you to step into that action-orientated masculine. I know what I want, I'm going for it, I can be dependable, stable, make this person feel safe, and take pride. This is where pride isn't a bad thing. Take pride in standing in my true, authentic character and showing this person that I can show up and be the divine masculine that they believed I was before. Action, assertive, driven. I think you're being guided towards taking action. And to do that, you have to work on healing this broken energy that spies. Perfect. Solar plexus, masculine. Willpower, strength, confidence. The confidence to take action towards this feminine, but knowing that you have the willpower to break the cycles that you've been looping for a long time. Break the patterns, the relationships that don't serve you, and using that strength to go towards your feminine. Aries season, there you go, March 20th to April 19th, March. Yeah, and no contact is peaking out, but we know you're not in communication. This is actually very good, and I feel that that's why next month is going to be big, because divine timing is actually coming together now. This is what I mean. Yes, I know March is a specific month, but I think it's because certain things have been going on in the background for the both of you that you're actually learning from now, or have learned from. So now the divine is orchestrating a reunion for you to take action towards them, because the time it's ready now. Like I said, when certain lessons are learned, then divine timing brings you back together. It's not a specific date, time, place. It's when you've finished cycles, broken bad habits, learnt the lessons, that they then start to push you back towards each other. And that might even be why you're now starting to question the signs and overthink everything, because it's getting close to that time where they're urging you to reach out, urging you to take action and break this lurking energy, this spying energy. But solar plexus is very good. That again, that just confirms that masculine energy to take charge and be confident and go towards what you want. Okay, I'm going to get these. What's next for this collective, please? Staying in. Night in, your space, a moment alone, a partner is busy, free time, or mental vacation. I'm actually seeing this as like the hermit. I don't think you're going out partying and trying to use distractions right now. I think you're actually having a lot of alone time and using this time to soul search and figure things out. And I think that's why you got caution. Find out more information, but don't overwork yourself. Especially when you're in alone time, you need to find a way to gain that wisdom that you're trying to gain during this soul searching time without spiraling and overthinking things or trying to convince yourself that you're wasting your time on this person, because clearly you're not. They're showing you this for a reason. But you need space away from situations and people to really tap into that. And maybe you need some self-indulgence, like a night in where you watch a show you like and eat something yummy that isn't necessarily healthy, but just kind of pamper yourself a little bit. Give yourself a bit of a breather, like a bit of a break from all the stress. Wicked. Mischievous, naughty, harmful, dangerous, false, betrayal, lie, cheat, beware. Two things for this. One, be careful of who you're allowing in your energy right now, because I feel like there is people that will try to tempt you back into your old ways that are not good for you, which is why you need to stay in and avoid these situations. And two, this is how you have been. This is what you're moving away from. This is why you're going into that soul searching mode. Spending time alone, not getting tempted by your old wicked ways and the wicked ways of the people you used to spend your time with. People that you used to have to put up a mask with, or have this false sense of security around people that were not good for you. And perhaps in this alone time, you've started to really wake up to who you were giving your energy to. Kisses, unconditionally loving, giving and receiving affection, falling in love. I think you realize that you love this person unconditionally. You might have even said that to them when you were together. But again, it ended up feeling like a trauma bond, that you were repeating negative cycles and you were bleeding your trauma onto each other. And so then it had to be separated for certain things to be dealt with in your own time and in their own time. But this is about giving and receiving. And I think if you were in the past, that wicked side of you that was deceitful and did harmful things to your feminine to feel like you had control of the situation, I think you're realizing now that you took a lot more than you gave, and you're wanting to give that back now. You're wanting to shower this person with love, I just heard. But it's almost as if as well, like you're falling in love with them all over again, the new version of them. And this is what's coming. So I feel as though you're about to go through that whole falling in love with each other all over again phase. Staying in. That's way too many. Interesting. Keys on a ring with engagement ring. So I think you're going to be tempted by many options, and you need to make the decision to not go there. So if you've got people that are offering one night stands, or you've got people trying to tempt you back into the old ways, resist and stick to your guns, because the decisions that you're making now are bringing you closer back towards your feminine. Because if you're wanting this commitment with them, if you're wanting a union again, which you clearly are, to have that partnership, you need to weigh your options and not get tempted by those devilish type of situations and the people that try to pull you back in. And I think as well, this soul search, part of this soul searching is you realizing that you want this lifetime commitment with this person. What a catch. You definitely, if you're seeing them as the divine feminine, you definitely see them as a catch. I think for a long time here, you were tempted by this devil energy. You put both feet into that naughty behavior. You got yourself in dangerous situations because of people. You were cheating and lying and just in that overall negative, toxic energy, giving into temptations. Maybe you had many options and you were sleeping around, stringing people along, creating false narratives to perpetuate this false betrayal of yourself. But now you're in this isolation and you're going within and you're doing the soul searching. What you truly desire, you know that you need to do some work on yourself. But it's really not long, like March. We've only just gotten into February, so what's that, 4 weeks? Really buckle down and do the work. Kisses. Yeah, secrecy, an affair, hiding something, use discretion, surprise, collaborate, protecting, denying, risk. If you deny things to this to this feminine when you come forward, they're going to see right through it, and you're going to miss an opportunity to rebuild with them because you're not being honest and you're not taking accountability, and that's a risk. This is where you have to make a decision to be brave and use that strength to take accountability for the damage here and how you've behaved in this time apart. As well as, I'm seeing this as keeping this a secret, as in, do not share when you've reconnected with this person, because they will try to tear you down. They will try to pull you back into the temptation of this bad stuff that you've been doing. That includes family and friends. If you know, I think you know, your instincts tell you to not share this, not because you want to keep this person a secret, but because sharing with certain people is going to be a detriment to the connection, so you need to keep them out of it. Just beware who you're opening up to when it comes to going towards your divine feminine. Gratitude, being grateful for them and the love that they give you. Being gracious, abundant mindset, high frequency, positivity, attracting what you want. That's where you're in. That's where they're leading you. Mall crawl. On the hunt, retail therapy, meeting at the mall, pleasantly surprised and a happy find. I think something's actually going to come across your table or seemingly fall into your path that you're going to go, it's going to be an undeniable sign, and you're going to be so grateful for it, because it's going to be, again, undeniable. So it's going to be the thing that pushes you towards your person. Sunshine, big fat yes. That's the yes card. Good times, happy times, positive attitude, things going well. The answer is yes. Yes, you are meant to be with this person. Yes, you will be happy together. You just have to be aware of who you're opening up to, and use that willpower, use that strength to stay away from these options that are not good for you. Okay, I want to see how your divine feminine is viewing the connection currently. Like, what's their perspective right now? The Dock of Reunion. So they're thinking about reunion with you as well. Winds of change, positive transformations, and the Lifeboat, a chance to save this love. Reconciliation with a past lover, a second chance. You two have a second chance at this, or however many chances it was before. But I think because it's been years, it's like you've really had that time to heal certain things out, and now you can have a true second chance at this. Coming together and compromising. Reconnection, second chances, and return to love. So they are open to reconciliation with you as well. You're not crazy. Winds of change, positive transformations and growth in love. The growth that you've both gone through during this time. Embracing change for the better and open to change. Transformation, growth, progress, renewal of this love. The Lifeboat, a chance to save love, rescue from emotional turmoil, willingness to make changes and grow. Second chances again. It's 2 cards about a second chance at this. You can make this work. Safety, rescue, protection, relief. The relief that they want to feel from you returning. The hope that you've gone through transformation and growth too, and when you come in, that they will actually feel protected by you, that they will actually feel safe with you. Setting sail, beginning a new chapter in love with optimism and excitement, open to new adventures. New beginnings, adventure, optimism, fresh start. So they want a fresh start just as much as you do. Okay, surrender. And then we'll get tarot. Number 7, I want to let my guard down with you, but fear makes me lash out in self-defense. Lashing out is an issue for you that needs to be worked on as well, especially because there's things that obviously need to be talked about. So if this person, if you're feminine, needs to express how you made them feel and you lash out and get defensive, that's not good. That's not healthy. That's not divine masculine energy. So if you know that you're still too raw to accept responsibility for the pain you've caused, that would be why you keep lurking rather than stepping up. But you need to learn how to let down your guard with this person if you really want to let true love in and have a second chance at this. Number 7, that's a pattern that you need to break. Number 9, romantic messages. I'd long ago shut down those parts of me that wanted love, romance, and intimacy, but you make me long for those things again, which is why you fell into those wicked ways, because you wanted to shut down that side of you that was all lovey-dovey, and because it's only meant to be with that person. Number 4, messages about trust. I've been so grounded all my life, it's hard for me to trust the spiritual elements of our connection, yet I can't deny they exist. So this is where you struggle, because you struggle accepting the signs that are given to you, and you keep trying to use logic to override it and think that you're crazy for these signs, but they're real. To the point where you can't really deny or put it down to coincidence anymore. Number 9, surrender brings us together faster than resistance. Stop resisting. There's so much in here about surrendering to the connection, trusting in the divine. It's divine timing is at play. Stop obsessing over whether the signs are real and accept and trust that you're being guided back to this person. Seven again, so you might be seeing 777 a lot. Luck is on your side. I need to move slowly with this, but trust that I am moving even when it seems that I'm not. So you might feel like you're moving at a glacial pace right now, especially because you're in a lot of alone time and you're not indulging in the toxic behaviors like before. So everything feels quite slow, and maybe you're even feeling a bit bored. But you need to feel that so that you can do the work, focusing on the internal stuff, like how to let your guard down with this person, how to be vulnerable, that there's strength in that vulnerability, that there's strength in taking accountability, and the strength to not lash out when you've hurt someone and they express that you've hurt them. 7th of July. I feel your energy around me, and I wonder, are you thinking of me too? They are. 9th of January. 1 again, 1, 1. 4th of January. I wanted to send you a message today, but I was afraid to. I don't know if you want to hear from me or if I can say the right things to you. But the time is coming. They are trying to push you to find your confidence to send that message or to call or whatever it is. I think March is going to be the month. Number 2, 9th of February. In a couple of days. My heart is opening to love and guiding me back to you. Perfect. And 7 again. So 777 is an important sign for you. I long to sweep you off your feet and shower you with my love. And then underneath that, you've got 8. So August as well. Mirrors, you're projecting your own fears and limitations onto me. So you're projecting your fears and limitations onto this feminine, which is what is keeping you in that spying energy. Go within to understand that you are seeing yourself, not them. Before I get into tarot, I just want to get these messages to see what it is that you would like to say to your feminine right now. Father wounds. My father is a big influence on my behavior now as an adult. I have challenges with connecting to the divine masculine energy within me and externally. You're so smart. Your intellect really turns me on. You're so smart and I really enjoy our conversations. So again, that tells you it goes beyond physical attraction. It's not just that you're lusting after them and that it doesn't mean anything more than that. It's a cosmic love. It is something where it's mind, body, and soul that you're connected to, not just the physical passion and chemistry. I'm leaving. I'm ready to leave a situation or mindset that has not served me and hindered my growth. Perfect. You're moving away from those temptations now. I think you're already... I don't even think you need to really avoid the temptations. I think you're bored of that life now. You don't want it. It doesn't feed you the way it used to. It doesn't distract you the way it used to. You don't want it anymore. So you're leveling up. And as well, I'm seeing that because there's distance. You're ready to leave where you are now to go towards this person. The future. I daydream about our future together, going on adventures and growing old together. I want it all. Attention of others was popping out, but I think that was the temptations that kept you stuck for a long time. I don't think you're seeking attention from others anymore. You just want that true love again. Okay, so this is where they're so smart, because this says showing out. I'm acting like I don't care about what's happened between us, but I do. I just want to appear unbothered. So if they were to look in on you, whatever you post or however you're presenting appears that you don't even think about this person, but it's so the opposite. And on top of that, I think you feel like this person, your feminine, knows that deep within they know that you're just pretending to be okay. And as well, I feel like part of you, again, because you know there's certain people you can't trust and you need to be aware of who you're confiding in about this connection, you are trying to show people around you that you're unaffected because you don't want them meddling or trying to convince you that you shouldn't go back to this person. Which then also feeds into this I'm leaving. Because if family and friends will be the ones to try and convince you not to go to this person again, you're leaving those people behind as well. Because they hinder your growth. It's all well and good to say we love you, we want the best for you, but everything that they do or drag you into stops you from that happiness, stops you from that growth. Last one. You hurt me. Everything that happened hurt me so much. I need more time to heal. So that's under I'm leaving. So I think that you go over the pain that was caused during the connection and why you had to leave, but understanding now that these are things that can be addressed. It's not, true love doesn't mean everything's perfect all the time and that you're never going to hurt each other, but recognizing when you hurt each other and learning how to soothe that in one another so that it doesn't keep repeating. Because if the issue hasn't been resolved, then the argument will keep repeating. So that's something that has to be learned together. I'm single, so you're not seeing anyone right now. So even like I said with that temptations of like one night stands and stuff like that, I think that you really are focusing on keeping your body, your temple pure. Not allowing random energies into your field and diluting the work that you're doing on yourself. I'm single right now. I'm not attached to anyone and not looking to get into a relationship at this time. But that's more about not wanting to entertain any other options because there's only one option for you and that's your feminine. Finding myself and nervous. That's okay. You can be nervous. Again, you don't have to be perfect to approach them. Nerves is normal. You make me nervous. Even just thinking about you, I get nervous. I'm not sure what to say or how to act around you. and then finding myself. I'm really happy to see that one. It was time I went within to find myself again. So that's why you need alone time. I need to figure out what I want out of life. I need space. And that is why you're not entertaining any other options, in love or otherwise. Friendships, family ships, whatever. All right. Tarot. What's next? So what's your next actions and then advice? What is this collective's next actions and what is your advice, please? Two of Cups. Next action is reunion, divine union. Soulmate connection, in love, union, harmony, making the decision, taking action towards reconnecting with your other half. Happy relationship. This Two of Cups is a reconciliation. First card out. Cancer could also be an important sign as well. Whoa, 10 of Cups. Pisces. Marriage, stability, security, happy family, fairy tale ending, home, lasting relationship. That's like the happy, apart from the Sun, 10 of Cups to follow the Two of Cups, that's very full on, but full on in like a very, it's almost like I'm seeing you feeling like it's almost too good to be true because there's just so much happiness, and the work you put into yourself and the work that you two put into the relationship together, the happiness is just going to be overflowing. It's like being in love with your best friend and just loving life together and enjoying each other all the time and going on adventures together. Seven of Swords. Again, worrying that it's too good to be true. This is betrayal, lack of conscience, deception, trickery, double life, liar, sneaky, thief. Moving away from that. Can I get one more for that, please? Because I just feel as though I said it's going to feel too good to be true for a reason. So it's like you're waiting for some kind of betrayal or some kind of deceit to affect your decision to go back towards this person because you're scared. It's like the love is so intense that you're scared of losing it, that it will destroy you again like it did last time, that fear is going to create sabotage. Seven of Swords. The Magician. Virgo. Alchemize that. Don't let the lies and deceit of the past consume you and destroy this true love. Recognize that you're afraid of losing this love, and that's okay, but don't let it consume you to the point of self-sabotaging. Yes, you need to take accountability for the damage caused here in the past, but don't let your guilt over past grievances and past lies that you told, things that you were deceitful about, the betrayals that you caused your feminine, don't let the guilt of that consume you to the point that you actually destroy this future that you have together. Anytime you feel the guilt of that betrayal you caused building up in you, find a way to alchemize it. Find a way to turn that into something positive. Hang on. That's their advice for you. Be a problem solver. Fix the issues that caused you to be deceitful in the past so that you don't have to go through that destruction again. You're actually quite smart and you have the ability to alchemize that negative energy into a lesson so that when you learnt to not be deceitful with this person, learnt to be able to let your guard down with them, learnt to not lash out when you're feeling triggered. Alchemize that into moving the relationship forward and growing as one. Knight of Wands under the Two of Cups. Go-getter, take action. This is encouragement, a yes card to say, go for your Two of Cups, go for your happy relationship, go for your soulmate connection. Reconcile with this person so that you can have union and be in love again and have fun. Go on adventures. Be daring and go towards this person. Take action. I actually feel like this collective probably has an adventurous spirit. You like to go on adventures, and so does this person. The adventure of life together. Chariot, travel. You will be traveling soon. Knight of Cups. Both knights are about taking action. Knight of Cups to confirm 10 of Cups. Pisces again. Pisces is important. Romantic lover. Prince Charming. True love and trustworthy. Because you've got 7 of Swords here, and that's anything but trustworthy, it's trickery, it's sneaky, it's deceptive. Your lack of a conscience in the past caused destruction in this connection. But believe in yourself, believe that you can be a trustworthy person, that your feminine is trustworthy, they're loyal, they're compassionate, they're nurturing. You too can be nurturing, sensitive, compassionate. But you need to let your guard down with them to show them that side of you. And don't get tempted by or bogged down by the guilt of what happened in the past. Yes, take action, show accountability, have patience with this person, that you need to build that trust back, but don't let the guilt override what could be a beautiful relationship here. Alchemize that the negative feelings you have into making the relationship stronger. 3 of Cups, Cancer again. So Cancer and Pisces are important here. And that's the third card about reunion. This whole energy is, the only negative card is this 7 of Swords, and it's more about not letting the guilt of the past overwhelm you. And you're always going to have to practice not falling into the temptation of that deceitful behavior, especially if you're someone that kind of always tells little fibs here and there because you're always worried you're going to get in trouble. That comes from childhood trauma. But to have a true loving relationship with this feminine, you need to work on those deceitful behaviors, that knee-jerk reaction to tell lies and to hide things from her, because she will always see through it. And then arguments are inevitable because she knows something isn't adding up, and then you dig yourself even further. That's what you need to be working on, and you need to practice being able to let your guard down, because even if you do something that irritates her, you say something that irritates her, you work on it, you get through it, and you learn from one another and you carry on. It's not the end of the world. No more third-party situations. Collaborating together to work on this relationship, because it's all happiness. 2 of Cups, 10 of Cups. This reunion is bringing you the life that you always dreamt of, but maybe thought for a long time you didn't deserve, or was never going to happen for you. You'd given up on it. But they're showing you don't give up on it. We're giving you the signs for a reason. We're wanting you to take action towards this person. Do it. Have the love that we're trying to show you can have. Be that divine masculine and step up. But ultimately it's up to you. You have the ability. They're showing you that you can do it. And I think this time alone is also opening your eyes to the fact that you can want these things, and that it's very possible for you. It's up to you to take action and then to take the steps forward to reuniting with this person and opening up the lines of communication again. Over the next few months, it's going to be monumental for your reconnection with this person to work together on this and find that love again and fall in love again and have fun together and go on adventures. You've got happiness coming to you if you see it.